Bueno, dímelo, mi gente. Yo want to tell each and every one of you guys, thank you so much for the love and the support. This is gonna be the fifth episode of something that I didn't even know I was doing, and y'all have blessed me so much. And just thank you so much for the support. It's been amazing this past couple of months working on it, getting it out there to you guys, and seeing all the replies, all the support. Thank you guys a lot. Today, I got special guests with me. One thing I want to say is everybody to be special because the people that I'm bringing on here is not only people that I know and I know their stories, but people that y'all know. Like people that you probably dance to in the clubs with, people that you cut your hair with. And there's a lot of stories that we might know on the surface and we don't really know in deep down. So today we're going to deep dive into the story and the life, the journey of someone who I've known again for a long time in the music industry. I just call him Booty. Everybody knows him as Norbin from Unlimited Sounds. So today, dímelo Booty.
Estamos aquí. Te agradezco la oportunidad para yo contar de dónde vengo y hasta el sol de hoy Dios me ha ayudado y seguimos adelante.
You know it, man. It's been a crazy journey for all of us, I think, in this music industry world. I remember like DJing 15, 16 with Latin Tongue with Willie.
Yeah.
When we used to do the phone parties in 54. And I
That's
remember
right.
a time, I don't know if Booty remember this, but he had come to the stage at time and he was like, I want to do this. And I was like, Booty, this thing easy, man. You know, you're just a crossfader. But he knew already what it was. But he meant like he wanted to be on the stage, like performing. I didn't grasp that. I was still young. But now,
you been in it before me.
Yeah. But I mean, I was young though. But now, look how things is, eh?
Mm-hmm.
My boy is the one bookings everywhere. Was Ricky and Nolbing, top Latin DJs right now on the island. Check them out. But we're gonna deep dive a little bit into the childhood, get to know Nolbing a little bit better. I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with Booty not only for the DJ and stuff, but another life occurrence that unfortunately happened throughout his journey and his life. We're gonna get to that part eventually. So stay locked and stay focused. Booty, tell me how it was. You grew up in St. Croix, in Florida, in Russia?
Yeah, I born in St. Croix. 1976.
God bless. Amen.
Pero como nosotros, nuestra descendencia es de Vieques, más o menos, pero gracias a Dios yo nací en Santa Cruz y agradezco a mis padres por la oportunidad de existir.
I hear you, man. I would tell my parents, and they know I would bless them every time because they took that risk coming over here to give us a better life opportunity, and that is not taken lightly or for granted.
Yeah.
So, growing up here, I think we all have a similar story. Los comarepas de Vieques vienen para aquí, you know, en busca de nueva vida y oportunidades.
Sí, claro.
And then they hope the best for the kids. You
Yep.
know, they overall, they do this movement for the kids. So, I was growing up here back in those days, you know, because I was still not even probably looking to come out yet.
Well, growing up, my mom used to be the housewife and dad being the bread maker, you know, and but I grew up in church forever until, I broke loose when I was at young man stage, and but the seed of the Most High there in me, and forever I'll be grateful for that upbringing from my parents, you check?
Yeah, esa enseñanza that all our parents, right? My mom, y'all most like my mom, she's a pastor. My father grew up in this thing as well. And las enseñanzas, las raíces que sembraron en nuestros corazones when it comes to el temor de Dios is something that we don't play around with till this day. And I think it's one of the stuff that probably kept us alive throughout, I don't know about you, but throughout my lifetime, right?
I feel that way as well,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, watch I do thank God on a daily, I do talk something about Jah, what I mean, on a daily, because it means that much to me, and by no means I'm like a church
Yeah,
goer
yeah.
or nothing like that, but I give respect where respect is due, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. So, as a child, going to church, going to school, where you went Central Woodson,
I at I believe back in 1986 we are moved to Harvey Project. That's
Lache.
that's where a lot of us, grew up, and I attended Charles H. Emmanuel until I made it over to Woodson, and my first year in Woodson, Hurricane Hugo came and mashed up the place. So you know, um, we had double session going on, and too much freedom was my downfall. I broke loose and started to mess up in school, and but I strongly believe, and I will always say this: in how you start is how you finish. So and that's just one little part of that.
Yeah, man.
You know.
Yeah, so man, I didn't know they were doing double session even back
Yeah,
then.
bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we had double session. We come in from 12:30 till probably about 4 o'clock, and it was like a whole different. I was young, and being a young man, and you ain't got really that supervision where you're in a classroom the whole time. You start to deviate from what you're supposed to do, and before you know it, you're flunking all your class them, and
Oh yeah, been there plenty times.
son.
That's all right. Pick up a plenty cocotazos.
Yeah, at the beginning, like my parents, they would be on me with a whip and with punishment and stuff, but you know, um, it's just a process I went through,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
So going through the little rebel phase
Man,
from Woodson to where you went, Complex or Central? No
bro,
Complex one out yet.
honestly, I ain't got no shame in my game. I am proud of who I have become in life. But at that stage in life, I failed seventh grade 3 times. I got social promoted because at the age I went eighth grade. At that moment, I had some good people around me, good students or good classmates. So, it's kind of like you're setting where you're in, you're going to tend to move with them. If it's good, if it's bad, you're moving with the same, So, eighth grade class was a great class. I had people that really want to do good in class and stuff. And, so I did pass from 8 to 9. Then back in ninth grade, a rank set of people, and I've been like a class clown, really and truly. That's all it
Okay.
was. So, ninth grade, I drop out. But the funny thing about this whole thing is like that class for ninth grade that I met in ninth grade, eventually I did finish graduate with that same class, not that same class, but the same year, because now in those 3 years that I dropped out, a lot did happen to me. Yeah, I was on the streets, and I been smoking. I been just thinking that was what I wanted to do.
Thinking
But
about life.
eventually, the last portion of those 3 years, I did catch myself. I went back to school and finished in the adult education program. And let me tell you, that program doesn't get that forward by many people, but it did work for me.
Nice.
In a year and a half, I pick up 10, 11, and 12.
Look at
And
that.
I came out top class representative that year. So to me, that means a lot. It mightn't mean anything to anybody,
No
but
man, you should be
but
proud
to
of
me,
that.
I proud
What
of
do you mean?
myself.
What? I'm proud of you too.
I
Like,
proud of myself,
that's
bro.
good. And look at that. You still graduate the same year.
The same year,
You know.
that
So
same year.
that's an amazing story to hear, cause I Actually, I want to see this. Like I will cut
Dale.
it out. Cause I know about your brother.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah,
So, is you could have been basically in that
yeah.
same state, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you catch yourself quick and realized that
And they say you mentioned my brother. You know, I have one brother. He is suffers with some mental challenges. You know, and I going through that stage in life where I used to being a marijuana abuser, morning, noon, and night. You know, and I respect everybody who would smoke and got they believe for it or whatever. But I strongly believe that once you start to abuse anything in life, it constitutes to a problem. You check what I'm saying? So I was abusing marijuana, and the last portion of those 3 years is when I started to develop where I would become high, and then I become paranoid. To the last day where I became paranoid for 2 days, and this person that you have met from when we come across was a different person for 2 days. When I land back to my senses over prayers and that kind of thing, um, I have never smoked another, I haven't smoked in for the rest for the remainder of my existing life here on earth. You know what I mean? So, um, and I in it,
take your time.
yeah.
But so it's good to hear these kinds of tales, right? Because a lot of people will go through a lot of stuff, and we don't really realize the struggles that everyone went through. It was one main reason I want to bring Rainy on here. It's because I had know about Rainy's life, and it was so hard for me to ask Rainy personally to come and talk about that exact thing because I know it triggers a lot of memories and it'll trigger a lot of stuff and a lot of emotions. So I want to thank Booty for coming out here and talking, being able to do it because it's not easy, right? Y'all look sit down, watch you on the phone, or watch you on the TV, but it'll be some pressure sometimes when you opening your mind and going back to these kinds of things and to talk about siblings and all these other things that was part of his journey. But as you can see, right, the man he is today, all are we proud. I just want to stop here real quick because let he know we are proud of him. He won't be in his seat if he want,
Yeah.
So, cutting back, you went to high school, adult education, you got your degree, you catch yourself, you saw your mistakes of ways, and now you're going where?
Okay, so honestly, it'll come to a point in everybody life that kind of like analyze your surroundings and the condition that you're in, and you said to yourself, man, I did it. I said to myself, I don't want to continue this part of life. You check. So my goal at the moment for me to go back school though was to enlist in the military. You check what he's saying? So I went to the recruiter's office and the man started to ask the questions or whatever. I was a dropout. I just wanted to go. I wanted to experience a different life, you know? So again, this is me stopping smoking and, trying to forward in life with a different vision. I went to that recruiter's office. He tell me, yo, you need to go back school though. So within a year and a half, I finished school with the intention to
To join the
enlist
military
in
or
the
the army?
military, right? So a year and a half passed, I went back to that man. They sent me as far as Puerto Rico for I think they'll
Physical
call it
testing.
MEPS, right? Which is probably, anyway, I think it's for the physical tests and examination and everything. Um, Back in 2017, I had a bicycle accident, which I broke this left arm, and I have plates and pins hole in that bone all these years. But any which way, that disqualified me because they said I was a liability coming in already. So they didn't want to take the chance. Then I came back home, still trying to find out how I could make a difference for myself. I went back to I went back to another recruiter, which this time was National Guard, and you know, it ain't add up to
Yeah,
anything.
it
You
ain't
know what I mean?
materialized.
But what I could say from that vision that I had, that motivate me to go back school. You check what he's saying? So the mission didn't come true, but on the bright side, and now is a high school graduate, you
Yeah.
check? So to me, that's a plus. When I look at it now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
At the
yeah, yeah.
beginning, I was like, I was disappointed, but um, from there, I started to work different little jobs, and I landed in Carambola. That's where I was able to meet some people that was good people, you know what I mean? And I remember I started as a bellman, then um, I got promoted to become a night auditor, which is closing the books at the end of the day and making sure, the accounts are taken care of and stuff like that, and, start a new day when they start again. But from there, already, by that time, I meet my girlfriend,
No, that's fine. Oh, that's
which,
me la
which,
sacaste aquí y tú sabes.
yeah. So all along me, trying to go in the military, I don't meet Elizabeth. You
Okay,
check?
okay, okay.
Yeah, and I must also thank. It's funny because I going ahead of myself, right? While I stopped smoking weed and trying to forward in life, I met Luisa and Jorge for at the time they were owners for Paradise Purification, which is a local drinking water, and they give me an opportunity, to work. So again, I leave drugs behind. I trying to move up the ladder, trying better myself. They give me an opportunity, right? And it's I gotta mention this because it means a lot to me. It's part of my where I'm at. So um, at that moment, I didn't I didn't finish school as yet.
Okay, okay.
I didn't even say start school, but this is why I must say this part because it means a lot. Um, I walk in with them, and after a year or so, bro, um, my my helper, which I know him as Goldo. I don't remember his first name at the moment, but anyway, he and I we went to that is business owners, those business owners, which was Luisa Peterson at the time. She was my seventh grade English teacher, and then Jorge Torre. That's what's his anyway? Sorry, um, they gave us an opportunity. We went to them, bam. We told them we want to go back school. And as a business owner, you ain't studying nothing like what I about to say. We want to go back school. We want to know if we could start to work from 7 till 12. Bro, as a business owner, nobody shutting down their business
Yeah.
to accommodate,
Kids.
But, bro, then people agree. Then people agree. We will reach there 7. By 12 o'clock, the truck done park up. Our route of deliveries is done taken care of. This happened for a whole year and a half, bro. You know what I mean? And we finish, bam. So that's another blessing. And may hold his soul rest in peace. That's Gito Farah.
Okay.
You check? That's, yeah. And Luisa todavía, she's getting ready to go by her house,
Nice.
tomorrow. But anyway, now coming back to the hotel, I meet um, some good people. I actually met that's how I met Rick Carrington. Yeah, yeah, that's how
Oh,
I
okay,
meet. That's
okay.
where I met Rick for the first time. And shout out to the Bahia, yeah, big things. um, you know, I met a lady that already, her name was Susan Herzog, and that was the general manager at the time. I was, by that moment, I was no longer doing
Got it.
the audits. I was doing front desk work because, like I mentioned to you earlier, by then I had already met Elizabeth, and we had conceived a son. You check? So Khalil was a newborn pretty much. And, my wife tell me, okay, I think I need you to be home in the nights, rather than working the 11 to 7
Yeah, yeah, especially,
shift, which
especially,
is graveyard.
yeah, especially when you have a small little baby, it'll be rough. The nights, constant nights of getting up, and so you made the sacrifice. Now you get your youth. You're
Yeah.
working. You're working together in Karambola.
Elizabeth, it's funny because I met Elizabeth during a camping time when I was taking the money bag for the folks, Luisa and Jorge,
Okay,
Paradise
okay, okay.
Purification. So I met her down there. She was at this campsite. It was camping time, and that's how I met my wife right now.
Okay. So that's how it kicked off.
Yeah, so
Okay.
then but she was working at Carambola too, and then um
So yeah, have your kid, Kilo,
Kalo
Kalo,
Khalil, yeah. No,
and
mm-hmm,
sorry, I had something else in my brain.
it's okay.
So we had Kalo in there, and now you give up the thing because hay que ponerse los pantalones ahora. Ahora
Yeah.
uno es papá, now you be a man at the house, now
Mm-hmm.
you get your child, and now you really grinding. Your God bless you with all these opportunities. 'Cause
Yeah.
from what I heard so far,
Mm-hmm.
just to recap real quick, went to school at around ninth grade, for its six, came out, started working, got the blessing to work and still go to school when he decided to go back, finished. Ironically, he went back only because he wanted to go into the army, and it ain't a he in. But the blessings of having that degree now, now you got a diploma, now you can go out there, hustle, get a job, work yourself, create something for you. You meet your wife, well, your now wife, and y'all had a beautiful son. And now, what's going through DJ Nolding's mind? Because I remember the little Corolla with its,
Well, my brother,
it's sunny all times.
I got to also mention that it was my son was born, and soon after I wasn't playing, so I made a girl child too.
Ay, ay, ay.
So I had a
What?
pair.
Pew.
You know what I mean? Just like that, life was hitting me in a different way. You know,
It's gotta be when you realize that moment. Cause I remember when I first see my man in my hands and I hold this man. I remember looking in his eyes and telling him I ain't gonna never miss a day in your life, no matter what. Till this day, I hold that very dearly, and if God spare me, I'll hold that for as many more years as I can. And I just think on a lot of stuff, right? y yo digo, ay, mano, Dios me libre. You know, it's very impactful, the emotions when it comes to family, when it comes to your loved ones. Like you could have, like I have love for Norbin, I have love for Pops, for Rainy, and all these other guys, but the love that you have
For you.
for yours,
For
right?
your blood, because that's what it is. It take a woman to for you and her to conceive, but at the end of the day, bro, it's her blood, yes, but it's your blood.
Amen. It's both of
You
it.
check, so definitely.
And it's a blessing from God.
Yep.
Like I had to say, I had to tell my son, right? You know, tiene 5 años, and I'll be like, Papi, you know, the only thing I ever wanted from since Woodson. You could ask them out and ask you if you want a child or not. I always just say, man, I just want a little boy. I want a boy. And I want it to look like me. And I tell you,
Well,
God hear my prayers from all those times and look the blessings. So he'll be like, in the night time, cuando le voy a dar un beso, he just tell me, Jesus gave you me. And I'll be like, yes, papi, Jesus gave you to me.
yeah.
You know, so is we both. I have a feeling that we about to go into a little other side eventually. So, growing up with your parents in the Christian faith, I would say had a lot to do with how you still grasp with things today, passing through what you passed through. So you have Nathan. You there, Nathaniel.
Yeah.
Y después, one time,
Yeah,
fui para la segunda. now you have the
Yeah.
pressure of fatherhood.
Yep.
You know, like you thinking carro, casa, crib. You have all
Well,
these things. How was that?
That was still a bit confusing because although I have those two kids to look after, you know, my priority were not straight as yet.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where, you know, at this moment I just gotta thank each and everybody that helped me because it takes a village for to get to one body, and I know my village got to me eventually. It just didn't happen overnight. You check what I'm saying? So thank you everybody who has helped me in my life. Thank you again. It's too many in calling your name, but thanks, right? So, like I said, my priorities wasn't straight. Although I rented a little house for me and my two kids and my wife, you know, I don't know that movie Fast and Furious back in 2001. My God, bro.
That movie had everybody in fear.
Bro, when that movie come out, it's like I got addicted quickly, the man. You know, and that's where I buy my little Corolla, and I buy. It was like a little old raga at the time, but me again, you know, I could have see the vision in my mind, you know, but it took a lot of my money and I misspent. Although I had fun and it was a phase that I went through. I did have fun, but I spent a lot of money, you know. But that's where that Corolla came out from, you know.
La Corolla, what we used to love to see that.
Chacho, brother. Mira, I blow up couple engines messing with nitrous until the last. I was able to put a little good turbocharged engine in it, and that's where, you know, you couldn't see me driving slow.
Yeah.
All I wanted to hear is psh, and feeling boost in the seat, and you know, it was just, yeah. Yeah, it was real fever, my son.
Man, to be fair, St. Croix had I mean, it's still going on, but back then, I feel like it was a real big thing, right? They had so much. My first car was RX-70. Yo me creía también el Tokyo drifting in RX. And we race all kind of people. I remember racing Melvin and all kind of in his CRX and all kind of stuff. We all had that That fever, man. That
It
movie
was
for
real.
real,
It
eh?
was real, bro.
Damn.
It was real. It was real.
That movie, when you really think of it, that movie, Ras, really chacho.
Bro, that movie made like that movie had me one way. And then when I start to live it, it's like I would, yeah, pay my little bills, but ain't got nothing saving for a rainy day. Everything being dumped in that little red
Right.
car. You know, I even said take a $5,000 loan. I tell my wife, we gonna buy this and we gonna buy that. My son, before she know it, I blow all this money and that car there. And
My God.
bro, it was not, again, I didn't had my priorities straight, but you know, the village did talk to me and I listened and eventually it started to make sense. And you know, by then Khalil made 2 years and you know, right there next to me, I was my mother them neighbor. So, you know, renting from Mr. Emmanuel, may his soul rest in peace. Yeah. You know, we celebrated his first year old birthday, yes. But his second, that's where I borrowed my neighbor system, my neighbor, he had a raga system. Y mi hermano, Nefty, tenía unos CD players, bro, con un mixer como así de pequeño. Y ahí yo toqué música para esa fiesta. Y going to the party, I said to myself, man, I like this. That's what wake me up into that, bro. You know, and then tengo un primo que también, pues, él es un poquito menor que yo, Papito, Díaz, yeah. Y él también tenía la fiebre y nosotros wee hours in the night we there constructing speaker box because you know you ain't got the funds like that and you're trying to build something,
Yeah.
you know. Bro, from that day, that's how that, you know, that desire to play music to make an extra dollar, you know. And it was fun. It's still fun to me, you know. Yeah, but that's how we come up with unlimited sound, sonido sin límite, you know. Yeah, and después el primo mío se mudó para los estados y yo me quedé con el nombre. También él a veces me llama, mira, envíame my royalty.
You want his cut.
Yeah, you want his cut, pero, you know, I tell you, bro, you can't find no contract for that, so you forget about royalty, ain't got nothing for you, pero eso con mucho amor, you know?
Yeah, of course. Dame las regalías. No, mi chavo. Wow, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
So,
man.
chavando ahí, tocando para las fiestecitas.
Nació el deseo.
That's where that inspiration to, you know what, I like this little vibe. I could probably do it in a
Yeah.
bigger stage.
And that was probably 2000. The sound actually came up in 2006. So Khalil birthday was probably 2003 or so. And, you know, that desire started to come around. And, yeah, that's how.
El querer es poder. One thing I tell everybody, I mean, those who watch the videos and know to say this a lot. If you really want something and you really desire it, like how Papi Pops, I don't know if you saw, with a little 40-watt little radio,
Yeah.
playing for little parties. He ain't had no big set. He ain't had nothing. He started playing his little parties, got his name out there, and through efforts and connections and blessings, right? Because God will put people in our way.
Yeah, believe it. Believe it.
You make a name for yourself, but God will put people in the way. Sometimes how to see it is because you're walking towards it, you know, and you're doing good at it. So here's the little blessing. I know if you don't grab a hold of that opportunity, that's you. By point, I'm giving you this opportunity here. So growing from a troubled kid in high school to getting yourself together, Carambola, you have your first kid. You had your Fast and the Furious episode.
Yeah.
You listen to your village, and again, shout outs to all you guys. We need more. Don't ever give up. My generation, when you see the youngers, be the same person.
Yeah.
Don't ever stop this thing, because you never know how impactful just a hey, stop that could be. You know? So it takes a village to raise a child. I was raised by 3 of them from Clifton Hill, Matuchala, and Harvey. So it's a lot. I had a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So, you know, you just don't want to single out nobody. But my message to the listening audience is really and truly just reach out to one kid. As long as you could reach to one and you penetrate that person in their mind and spirit, you have done your job. You know what I mean? And we need people like that, because our youths are really like, you know,
Poco perdido.
yeah, our youths are suffering, you know what I mean? And
So now you're past the episode, you'll find inspiration. We're talking about the inspiration and your son's second birthday. Ahí te entró como uno dice, la piquiña.
yeah,
Para seguir haciendo esto. And in 2006.
that's when we launched. I remember.
Wait, you know what? Wait, before you say
Right.
that, hold on. I got a question to ask you. Put my phone there. Somebody sent me a question to ask you.
Yeah.
Right? And the question was to ask you. I think you done laughing because you don't know. They're going to ask me, they tell me to ask you, who gave you your first gig as a DJ and what happened in the event?
Oh my God. Okay, so honestly, I think I know where that one come from, but I gonna correct the question, right? My first gig was in Harvey Project.
La H.
You check? That was my first gig. Remember, like I said, it was me and my cousin, you know, or my cousin and me, you know, and that gig paid $100.
That's a lot of money. Eh? What?
Yo, $100. That's how I start.
Man, getting your first gig.
You know what I mean?
is good.
And yeah, shout out to
The person who paid
the
$100.
person, yeah, that gave me that first gig, because it meant a lot for us.
Right,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
man.
And you know, but this one gig though, if I ain't mistaken, and I ain't calling no name, but that's the first time a DJ ever slammed his computer on the ground like a rock star. You check what
a
he
rock
say? Yeah. And
yeah.
that was in 2010 more or less, you know, and yeah. Yeah, I know who asked you that.
You know who
Oh
asked
God,
me it?
that's a bedroom. That's
Good,
a
yes,
bedroom.
sir. Yes, sir.
That's
No.
a bedroom. Shout out, Paul.
Yes, sir. A
Here's
grand
us. Definitely big up yourself, my brother.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man. Paul and family. Actually, you know who give me that gig? It wasn't Paul. No.
Uh-huh.
It was Don Martinez.
Okay, so stop
Yeah.
claiming.
Don
Well done.
Martinez.
Ten respeto.
Don
Well
Martinez. May his soul rest in peace.
Amen.
Yeah, yeah.
Fancy, man.
You know, and that was epic. And you know, the party did continue. The next door neighbor for the business, Eddie's Glass, he bring his laptop. The only thing he did tell me, please don't slam
Don't
this
slam
one.
That's
Yeah.
funny. So
Yeah.
when I go and do interviews with a couple people, I don't post it out there, but I reach out to certain people that I know they've been around and they're accustomed
Yeah.
to. And I'll ask them to give me a question to ask them. So I'll do it like really.
Yeah.
I'll do it with everybody. So this one question, he was like, Pete, pregúntale que tú vas a ver lo que te va a decir.
Yeah.
So, man,
You
you
know,
party
so-
like a rock star. It vexes you and you.
Yeah, it was lagging for whatever reason, and I was going through a difficult moment in that time in life as well, you know, which I'm not gonna talk about. But you know, that and the machine not corresponding to the way how I wanted it to, it stressed me, and signs of ignorance as well. But hey, it was epic for Paul because
Yes, sir.
he up to this day we don't talk about it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
he remember that one, and enough for you to remember some stuff.
Nah, that's my brother, my son.
Man,
Watch
that's a
out.
legend.
That's a great, great guy in our
Yes.
community.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, man.
A ver, él dice que él quiere venir, pero no quiere venir. No va a decir
Tacho.
por qué, but you don't know already. Whenever you're ready, with no rush
Yeah.
by the couch gonna be
Yeah.
there. So, you're DJing 2006 to 2010 with Paul and
Yeah.
Don Martin. Stop claiming.
Martínez.
Don Martínez.
Yeah.
And now, you start now. Now you're getting your little name out there and getting real bookings, right?
It started from then, you know, as I was very, very hungry to be out there and play music, and ambition could well be detrimental as well because, you know, you kind of like start to settle for less just because you want that gig. So you undersell yourself, you know. What I could say about it is that if you're going to start to provide a service, make sure you got a good product to offer. That way you could make, you know, you could charge
premium. Yeah.
Exactly, you could charge premium dollars for your service, you know. And that's I was doing what it took, or what it was, what I needed to do to be out there, you know. And that and all too could be detrimental, like I say, because then it pulls you away from your family.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you gotta be here, you gotta be over there, and before you know it, there's no time for your family. So, but I gotta say, I practice at the beginning. I was practicing almost every night in my living room. My wife would, mira, apaga la música que está muy muy alto, you know. And the kids them trying to watch SpongeBob, you know, and you know, Dora the Explorer, stuff like that. And I there one way with my music, and then, you know, so, but you gotta practice.
To master your craft
Yeah,
at the
bro.
same time.
Yeah, bro.
Probably wasn't the right place to do it, but
Yeah.
don't let the kids watch
Yeah.
the TV, man. But still, you was practicing your craft because, like how you just said, you recognize that by having the ability to give a great service, you could charge your premium price.
Exactly.
You can't really force me on that because I know I'm gonna give you a wonderful thing. Sometimes we don't look at DJs. I've been there before I was in the music. DJs to be there before the party start and after the party finishing.
That's true.
Don't think that DJ just reached when you did that. Most DJs, when they party, me talking about club DJs, talking about DJs that doing the parties, and these are club DJs, you don't get paid an hour, they're different. But, and the main DJ does be there from the morning till the afternoon, or from the night till the morning. So, give the DJs the respect, because it's not easy being there before y'all reach, setting up, putting everything together, listening to everybody's wants and needs for this, for what they want and what they want to play. I mean, every DJ want to hear it, right? You make the job a lot easier, but then if they don't get it, don't be fussing, man. Take it easy, you know?
Yeah. So you gotta polish your craft before you start to, you know, go out there. And eventually what's yours will be yours, you know. So
you master the craft, you get an unlimited name out there to the wall again, nothing will happen overnight.
yeah.
Right? Yeah, everything is grinding. I remember when I first lose my first song, and no radio was giving me a play. Ain't no DJ was giving me a play. To be fair, it was like a crazy dubstep song anyways. It was some crazy, it wasn't even like a real song. It was some craziness I did. But again, it didn't stop me, you know. Like you know, at the same time, it's your first song. It ain't like you're gonna hit a home run and mixing and mastering and doing all these things. So the ability to recognize that you need to work on yourself, master your craft, look out. You can always educate yourself. I know back then we had much YouTube and Google, but like for me, I had Calmona, DJ Calmona, and I had Coochie, and I had Latin Tongue. I had these other big inspirations this was big names back then.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I managed to get in between all the mix at a young age, but you know, I remember DJing in Mambo at 16.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mambo. Like,
So
it's crazy.
yeah. So back in 2003, I used to be in a party goer. I tell my girl, hey, let we go up the road, and you can't tell me ain't got a phone party and I ain't going there. That used to be
Yeah,
that
man.
party was lit.
Yeah, man. We
That
used to
party
make
was
that heck.
lit. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Willie come down here and he had changed the game for a little bit.
yeah,
But he bring that Puerto
yeah.
Rican essence down here and
Yeah,
it was nice.
y en esos momentos el reggaetón cogió un momento
Yeah.
bien,
Estaba duro.
estaba bien, estaba el reggaetón ahora como que ha cambiado mucho, pero
Yeah.
ese reggaetón de los early 2000 was on fire.
Real
Up to this
tacoteo
day,
boy.
up to this day, people when I play that kind of reggaeton,
Yeah, man.
it'll
That
be
Tego
lit, dude.
Calde and all
What?
that. Yeah, man. That's the good old school
Yeah,
days.
man.
Good music. It was good times. If y'all didn't live it, you know, but 54, that was the time, man.
Yeah,
Phone
bro.
parties and everything else, because, man, we used to do so much parties. It was insane.
54 was good. Parrot Sports was good.
Oh, I didn't get to do the power sports, right?
No?
I was too young.
Okay,
I got
so
to stay downstairs.
that's a late 90s for me.
Yeah, I got to
That's
stay downstairs.
that was part of the era where the Corolla was on the scene, and you know it was a good time as well.
Hey, it's good to hear all these kinds of stories, guys. The one thing that I do find of importance I want everybody to take away from this is not only the village, right, but the determination. I'll talk about this in all the videos. If you're really determined to do something, go after it. Don't be like, oh, I want to do a podcast, but I don't have a mic. Oh, I want to I want to be a DJ, but me and no speakers.
Mm-hmm.
Don't limit yourself, because right there you don't put in a roadblock before you even start.
Yeah.
So why to tell everyone is just try it. Like, just try it. I don't know. This is the 5th episode. We still trying. Like,
Exactly.
we don't really know where this is going to even go. But thanks to y'all support, we know it's going good. But we don't know where it's going. But we're trying something and giving it the honest good will and work to bring this podcast to you guys. So, Booty, we'll take a little break.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll come back in a little bit. We're going into this part in which, unfortunately, Booty, you lost your son.
Mm-hmm.
Explain to us the situation, or not even explain to us what you feel comfortable with, and if you don't want to, we can move forward as well.
Mm-hmm. So 2020, as you guys know, is the year when COVID came around.
Yeah.
So that and all was a challenge for everybody in this world.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's in life you can't stop moving forward, right? And what I'm gonna say is that year it was very, very challenging because in that same year I enlisted as a peace officer at the police academy. You check which I was 42 at that time, and a lot of doubts came in, you know, whether I gonna be able to complete because of my age, and you know, but it was a challenge. It was a challenge that I gave myself, and it was a challenge and an opportunity at the same time for me to better myself. Not only I used it as motivation for me, but I used it as motivation for my kids. you know. So um, I remember it was October 31st, 2020, and I was playing at a function. It wasn't a Halloween party, but it was a party, and throughout the whole day already, that afternoon I went and handled my business. I remember around 6:30, I still have my last text conversation with my son saved because that was the last time I spoke to my son via text. And one of the last few things he did tell me um, that he loved me, and that was about 6:30. Wrong 7:15, one of my neighbors them call me. She tell me, Felix, check on your son. I asked her what happened. She told me, hey, I hear your son got shot. And
Not even 45 minutes after the
yeah,
text.
man. Yeah, and October 2nd, I became an officer. That's the day of my graduation. I got sworn in and whatever. So, October 31st, when I got a call, I called my director. I asked him, bro, need a favor. I just hear my son got shot. Can you check on what's his status? Because I didn't have a radio as yet, And call me back. He tell me, yo, he's being transported to JFL. And I went, by the time I get the news, either calling here, moving, already going to the scene in Frederickstead. Then he called me back and tell me, yo, they moving him in a private car to the hospital. So I was already by Home Depot. I turned around, fly going up by JFL, and I asked to see him, and some of my members in my family were already there. I asked to see him. When I walk into the hallway in the emergency room, I think it was the fourth room he was in, I saw his legs hanging off the stretcher, and I couldn't accept to see that. I turned around. And it was very, very sad situation because I couldn't begin to. I was just holding on because he was still alive. You check?
So he was still alive.
He
by
was
the
still
time you
alive.
went
Yeah.
to the hospital.
Yeah, he was. He.
Like you got there.
When I got there, he was still alive.
Okay.
He was
They were trying to
stabilize him. He had internal bleeding, and I was just they are telling me we're getting ready to move him to the surgical room. The doctor gonna try and save him, and because he was internally bleeding, he coded according to one of my friends who's a guard over there as well, a fellow officer. He told me he coded 3 times, meaning that he blank out 3 times. So my wife and I, when they told us they gonna move him upstairs, we followed a bit after because we did never, for whatever reason, we didn't see him.
They
Right?
had some protocol. The hospital had
No, it had no protocol. It's just like while we was outside, they came to me and told me, Felix, follow us. They move him already to surgical, so they were going to operate on it and try and stop the bleeding or whatever. When after like a hour or so, the physician came outside and he told us he didn't make it. And at that moment, I felt like life compressed me, you know?
That,
I felt very, very tiny in a little waiting room, which was very small, and I felt tiny. I felt like life, chacho, como que me aplastó, bro. Me aplastó y yo, tú sabes, yo puedo hablar sobre esto ahora porque,
yeah, yeah.
tú sabes, yo estoy en un sitio diferente ahora, pero eso duele, bro. Eso me ha dolido a la mamá. Yo digo que Dios nada más, tú sabes, y la ayuda de nuestros padres y familiares y amistades también. Pero eso fue algo difícil.
There's, I just usually say I could imagine because I've been through a lot of
Bro,
stuff. I'd usually say that I can't imagine this because again, I don't. I know for a fact I don't know how I gonna react, and I just look at people like you and I look at Carmona. I remember I said a man is a man, right? And we could hold a lot. And I mean we could hold a lot. We could hold a lot. But that kind of blow again is unimaginable in my eyes. And when I don't see these mans right now, proud of them because I don't know if I like how you say you gotta keep moving forward. But I don't know if I would. I don't know if I could move forward. You
you,
know, I don't.
like, I have analyzed myself from that moment on, and I could tell you, like, I guess it's the grace of God, bro. And
God is good, man.
I want to take vengeance in my hands too. And
I ain't mentioned that, but you don't know.
bro, I glad me reached to that because it's like I don't
Like
want to speak religious or check, but it's only the grace of God that has put me to where I'm at in life right now.
so, where we left off was the unfortunate passing of his son. He was talking about how, not really how it happened, but what occurred after seeing his son's legs just dangling off the.
The
I couldn't
stretcher.
see that. I couldn't see that myself. So he was alive during this time.
Hmm.
At least you, by the time you got to the hospital, he was still alive. They got to put him inside of the
Surgical
surgical
unit,
room,
yeah.
and unfortunately, you said like an hour or two
Hmm.
after, I, el
The
doctor,
physician came
physician.
outside and gave us the news that your son didn't make it, and my wife break down. I felt like life was compressing me. I remember once I made it out in there, out of the surgical room, I hearing people crying and screaming in the waiting area downstairs. I run in the bush, bro.
You know, now that you said that, I think that would be my move as well.
I run in the bush and I drop on the ground and I start to cry. I couldn't believe what I was facing, bro. And I had so much. I still have questions.
Claro.
Why? I have a lot of whys. You know what hurt me? What really hurt me? When I went to the graveyard that morning to identify the plot that I had to bury my son. That day bothered me, that day hurt me, and I was with my dad that day. We went, eran como las 7 de la mañana, like probably about 7 in the morning. I already there in the graves yard. trying to locate this spot. And when I went there, I asked myself, like, what the hell am I doing here? Like, I couldn't believe that this is where I got bury my son. You know, that was tough. That was tough. I remember also after, like, going through when people come to your home to grieve with you and whatever. I remember Paps, DJ Paps,
Pops.
él era vecino mío, you know, and he came to my house and he pulled me in the room with my wife, and I think probably Maricela, which is his wife, was there, and he he started like talk to me about the gospel and whatever. I was a bit reluctant to accepting what he was telling me, and I was like, no, why me? Why me? Bro, there's a saying like, what goes around comes around. I didn't never do that kind of thing. You check what I'm saying? So for me, it was hard to accept that this is what life was dishing out at me, you know? And like I said, I could talk about it now in a calm state because I have learned to accept that that's reality for my family. You check? I'll tell you, I ain't gonna lie to and say that it don't hurt because this year when I made birthday, I look at my son picture and I thank God for life, but I look at his picture and I was like, man, if he was only here. Because 48, I don't know, for some reason this year, my birthday was very different, but not in a bad way. I didn't plan nothing for my birthday. It was just free. Like the only thing I did plan was cutting my hair that morning. But a good thing did happen out of it and mark me for life now. Because I have a 2-year-old granddaughter. You know what I mean? And she told me she hold my face and tell me happy birthday, Papa.
Wow.
And that marked me, and that's why I believe that. And that was bright and early, the man. That was bright and early in the morning, and I believe that's why my day went. Although I didn't do nothing other than having dinner with the wife and having some drinks, but other than that, it was, yeah,
Yeah, you still feel hay un vacío.
yeah,
Hay un vacío,
yeah.
and it's natural to want to ask the wise. I know, as far as we growing up, though, we don't ask him why. Everything has a purpose in life, even if we don't want to accept that.
I have asked God why.
Yeah, I know
You don't
yeah.
you shouldn't question, but I have
Out
done
of
it.
it.
You know what I mean? And that's me just being a human. You
Yeah,
check
yeah.
what I'm saying? Because
It's
it's
emotional
real.
state. Yeah,
It's
in the
real.
flesh,
You
we
check.
live in this thing right now as to
It's real.
the emotions that's running through your veins and your brain and your heart and that blood pumping. Yeah, I could see, pero al final del día, bro, one thing I could say is I'm proud of how you handled and keep handling the situation. Same way for Calmona, cabrón. I know you don't watch this thing. Proud of you, man. Jessica, the same thing.
Yeah.
Proud of all you guys. And y'all know anytime y'all need me, just give me a call.
Yeah.
This thing, again, I can't imagine it. I remember when I reached out to Booty at first to come on to this podcast. It took me probably 2 or 3 days to actually send it. I wanted to ask him, but it's just I know the topic in itself is so out of this world because losing your child senselessly to gun violence in St. Croix. Unfortunately, this is like the new thing. And we need to hold that heck down, them. Like, this is just unacceptable at this point in life. So, moving on, we're right here now in 2024. Estamos en Navidad. This is why I wanted to specifically do this one content in this one time, is because we're in Christmas time. We're going to be with family. Some of y'all will take it for granted. Most of y'all will take Thanksgiving for granted. I just want to tell y'all, this is purposely why I'm releasing this around this Christmas time. Is so when y'all there in a little room with your family, cherish it. Hug one another. Tell them you love them.
Yeah, my son.
Tell them everything that you wanted to. I know my mother and my dad knows how much they mean to me. And I don't wait for a special occasion. I do it all the time. Because you never know when you ain't going to have the chance to tell them something. This is why we did this episode. I want each and every one of you guys to just go to the left or to the right. If your parents, your mom, your spouse, whoever's next to you, and just, hey, if it's a daps, give them a daps. High five, a high five is a kiss and a hug. Do so. And enjoy this Christmas and this happy New Year's that's about to come for 2025. Norbin, you got anything to tell the crowd?
My son, I have a few things that I want to say. I extremely grateful for my family to begin with, my parents, my sister, my brother,
Yes.
my wife, my 2 kids. They have helped me become who I am. I have to thank my mother-in-law for all her support throughout when we start from nothing, because our 2 kids came out of wedlock. We were married. We were just having fun like a young man. I was having fun with my girl at the time, and I conceived those 2 kids. But guess what? I'm happy for them. And God has a purpose for everybody. Any which way, their extended family and everything. Thank you. For my friends at work. Those are folks that have helped me grow in my disc jockey career. Thank you. One thing I want to say to the youths is gun violence is not the answer. And I have said it before, and I take in this time and I send it again. Gun violence is not the answer to solving issues out here. You putting your family, that other family, through some hurt that can be prevented. You could either end up in jail, you could either end up dying, and you think that solves the problem? Chances are you might get caught, but you can't hide from the eye of the Most High, because I do say that whatever you do here on earth, you're going to pay here on earth. Or if you don't pay for it, it will just follow your family. But when your story is said and done here on earth, and you eventually, every last one of us gonna die, we still gotta face our Creator. And that's another set of judgment where I don't talk about that because I don't know. I'm still alive. And I'm grateful for life. So again, while you have life, reach out to your loved ones. Make sure you do tell them how grateful you are for them and what they have done throughout your life. If your parents are alive, make sure they know that you love them and thank you for whatever it is they did. If you have your loved ones, ain't got no time to be back and forth, que si yo no le hablo a aquella o a este porque estupideces. Dejen toda sanganeria behind. Family should be one. And yes, we disagree and we don't see eye to eye, but the fact that we still have family, that should be more than enough to forgive and carry on. What did I do? Oh, I'm sorry. And keep it moving. You know what I mean? That's what I want to say, and I hope this podcast will continue, and you'll be, Jacko, I do thank you for the opportunity. No te quite, I mean, I know it'll take time from your family, pero, bro, gracias de verdad.
I really want to thank you for coming on. I know it ain't easy coming on a camera, talking your experiences. You feel a lot of pressure sometimes on yourself because you want to get words right, you want to get story right, timeline right. And sometimes talking about the hardest part sometimes catch people off guard.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make sure we document this so that everybody could hear it. Go ahead, tell me something. I know you gotta say.
I got one. It's a new project that we're working on, and I feel very excited about it. And I got mentioned vivid streaming.
Yeah. Shout out Rashidi.
Yeah, at this moment, I want to shout out Rashidi and his staff for, actually giving Anna and I the opportunity to come on every Sunday from 11 to 1. We have a radio show. It's online. So, you have to download the Vivid Streaming application. It's a Hispanic bilingual show. Nice. A little bit of English, a little bit of...
But Anna ready with you?
Yeah.
That's OG in the radio.
Yeah. So, and actually the radio station, the Sundays from 11 till probably 5 is just different blocks of Hispanic content. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's cool.
So
vividstreaming.com.
Vividstreaming.com, but it on Apple the application.
Play stores?
Yeah, Play Stores, Apple Play Store and Google Play Store. And our this is ours because Vivid Streaming is mine now too. Mm-hmm. So when I say ours, basically we have been involved. We got some great things going. We have sent folks to see Bad Bunny. We have had folks gone to see Romeo. Yeah, we have had folks gone to see Mark Anthony. We have given away over $1,000.
But that's I just you and Kim Young.
That was Monday. Yeah,
I see a partner doing a dance there. Yeah, he look Chris though. He look with
yeah. So basically, it's local, but it's not our traditional radio.
Nice.
It's not a FM. It's internet. And definitely Rashidi have some good content in the morning. And along with the rest of the teams, the team, the other people that have their block going, a whole bunch of different good stuff, and it's all local. So give the application an opportunity and hear it, and pretty sure you'll like something that is being done with that.
So sintonícense en los domingos de 11 por ahí para abajo con con Norbin, DJand on Vivid Streaming. Shout out to Rashidi for doing his thing. We always see you.
Yeah.
And again, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for the support. It's been insane. This is crazy. I'm glad we're closing out the year in such a bang. And wait to see what we're going out next year. All I'm going to say is that we're doing some Vegas content coming up next year.
Yo, we
done setting it up. We don't have a bunch of interviews. So, yeah, it's going to be nice. Thank you guys again for the support, man. Y'all stay blessed.
Happy holidays.
Baby, te quiero pa' mí. Baby, te quiero sentir. Tú dime si te estás pa' mí. Esta noche. From the VA to the world. Flow. Yes. Oye, dímelo, Jota. The Movie Maker. La Pauta Records.